Hello everyone. In the previous session of SQL series, we have learnt about table and relational model and rules of Edgar Frank. In this particular video, we'll get to learn about what is the app that we are going to use in the further videos of our SQL series and what are all the different data types that we are going to use in writing different queries of SQL. Firstly, I'll be going to use there are various applications for writing SQL queries, but I'll be going to use SQL Plus in the further coming sessions of our series. So if I just type SQL Plus download for Windows 10 or 11 based on the version that you are searching for, we'll be getting this SQL Plus free download. It's completely available free on Chrome, and this is the icon that you can recognize easily, the SQL Plus application. And since it's already downloaded in my system, it doesn't go further even if I click on it, so you can just download it like this. And next, let's now try to understand what are all different data types that we are going to use in writing the queries in SQL. Firstly, what is a data type? Data type. What is a data type? The general definition of data type is it determines the type of the data to be stored in particular memory location. So this is the general definition of data type. What is it? It determines the type of the data to be stored in particular memory location. What does this mean? Just like any other programming languages, SQL also have few types of data. We say few data types which are most commonly used in writing the queries. Firstly, this is the definition of data type, right? What does this actually mean? Let's consider this with an example. Example, int a equals to 10 or char b equals to a. So if we consider this as an example, now int a equals to 10 and char b equals to a. Now this is the data type, and a refers to the memory location, or a refers to the variable where we are storing the value 10. So int, this one defines the type of the memory location or type of the data that we are storing in the memory location. I think you understood what is the definition of data type and what does data type mean. Now, if we get to understand what are the different types of data in SQL data types, most commonly used data types in SQL are first one is char of size data type. Second one is varchar of size data type. Third one is varchar 2 of size data type. Fourth one is number of precision comma scale data type, and fifth one is date data type. Now there are also some other types of data in SQL, but these five are the most commonly used data types in SQL, structured query language. Let's try to understand each data type in a clear manner. Firstly, char data type. char of size data type. Now, if you observe this, size refers to the size of the data. So we need to mention the size of the data in this particular brackets. Now, there are certain points that we need to understand before understanding what is char of size data type. Firstly, char of size data type will accept capital A to capital Z characters, small a to small z, 0 to 9. So these and all the data that the char of size data type accepts. Next, it also accepts special characters. What is meant by special characters? Example, these are the examples of special characters, etc. Now, if we observe these special characters, these can be displayed on the system screen by pressing Shift button with any other key on the keyboard. I think you are getting my point. It means, for example, at the rate. If we have to display this particular symbol or character on the screen, then we have to press Shift button with digit 2 at the same time so that the other rate special character will be displayed on the screen. So this means any character that is displayed by pressing or by clicking shift button along with any other key on the keyboard, then those characters are defined to be special characters. So char of size data type also accepts special characters. Next, will accept alphanumeric data or values. What does this actually mean? Example, 19AQ5780. For example, this is the roll number of any particular student of a college, of a any educational institute. Now, this particular thing consists of both alphabet and both alphabet and numbers. So, such type of data or values are referred as alphanumeric data or values. So, char of size data type also accepts the combination of alphabet and numerics as well. The next point is, when we use char of size data type, we must mention the data in single quotes. I think you all can understand what this point exactly mean. It means whenever we try to mention the data using char of size data type, then it's very important for us to mention the data or to exaggerate the data using single quotes. Next, so whatever the data is written using char data type, we have to mention it in single quotes. Next, char means characters. It may be single or combination of characters. Now, the exact thing is, char means characters. The word char refers to characters. It's a shortcut of characters. Now, characters doesn't only involve the single letters or single value or data. It may be single or it may be combination of characters. For example, here it is a combination of characters. It has different digits and different alphabet. So it can be here, if we observe A or B, so etc. or A. Now, it is a single character. Even this can also be considered as a character, and even this can also be considered as a character. Anything that is written in between single quotes, either it is special characters or alphanumeric or small alphabet or uppercase, lowercase, digits, whatever, written in single quotes are considered as characters. Next, single, well, now coming to the size. As I said earlier, size refers to the number of characters that can be stored. Now, as I said before in the beginning of the concept, size refers to the number of characters, that is, size of the characters that can be stored. We can store up to 2000 characters in char of size data type. Here, in char of size data type, we can store 2000 characters. Up to 2000 characters can be stored. This is the limit, or we can say range of char of size data type. This is about char of size data type. Now let's try to understand uh, the varchar of size data type. Well, in this, before going to the next data type, there is a one important point that we need to discuss. That is, there is certain disadvantage of char of size data type. Here, the size of the data is fixed. It means disadvantages are char of size data type follows fixed memory allocation. Now, what does this actually mean? Let's try to understand that with an example. Let's consider this memory block. For example, this is the memory block that I'm considering as an example. Now, I would like to write a name. S R I Y A. Now, this is the data that I wanted to insert this in this particular memory block. Now, here I've taken char of size 6 data type. Sorry, 5 data type. What is this? 1, 2, 3. 7, because it's 7 blocks right now. Char of size 7, and I have taken only 5 blocks of memory. I have used only 5 blocks of memory. Now, this is considered to be, now this particular 5 blocks are considered to be used memory blocks, and these 2 particular blocks are unused. Now, these 2 blocks are waste of memory. Here, the wastage of memory occurs, and also wastage of time. And these are the two limitations. One is wastage of memory, because I have only used 5 blocks of memory out of 7 blocks, which leads to wastage of memory, because char of size data types follows only fixed memory size allocation. When I've considered char of 7 size 7, it allocates me 7 blocks of memory, out of which I have used only 5 blocks, which leads to wastage of memory and time of the user. So this is the major drawback of char of size data type. So nowadays we are not really using this data type. We have using the varchar of size data type. Now, so the second is wastage of memory and time. Let's now go to varchar of size data type. Now, even this data type also have few points that we need to understand before getting to know what is this. Just like char of size, it will accept all these are same points. It will accept just like char of size, it will accept A to Z, and it also accepts special characters, accepts alphanumeric uh, combination, and refers to number of allocation. So I'll just paste this same points instead of repeating the points. Now just paste it. Now see, varchar of size data type will accept A to Z, small a, uppercase and lowercase, and 0 to 9 digits. It will accept special characters, and it accept alphanumeric data or values. And when we use varchar of size data type, we must mention the data in single quotes, just like char of size data type. Next, char means character, just like before point. It may be single or combination of characters. Now, one more extra point here is varchar of size data type always follows variable length memory allocation. What does this actually mean? Variable refers to varying, which keeps changing as per the requirement. So in char of size, the drawback is the memory allocation is fixed, but here the memory allocation is variable length memory allocation. For example, let us consider it with an example. For example, now let us consider student names, different names of the students. Student names. Now, firstly, let me write firstly S name, and I'll be considering the size. We say varchar of size 2000. Now this is the data I'll be considering. This is the size I'm giving for the data type 2000. Now Ram, Syam, Ruhi, Amit. For example, now the size, let's also mention the size. Ram 3 and Sham is of 4, Ruhe is of 5, and Amit is also of 5. Now these are the data and size of the data, right? Now, let us consider the main memory. I've considered a main memory. Main memory. I've considered a main memory. If we observe here, I've considered the size of the varchar data type as 2000. Now, I've considered as 2000, right? Here, I've considered as 2000. Here, for name Ram, for student name Ram, I've used only the three characters, or we say three blocks of memory, and from the main memory. The remaining 1997 blocks of unused memory, it is 1997 blocks of unused memory is taken back by the main memory in varchar of size data type. Here I have used 4. The remaining 1994 will be taken back. 1994, sorry, 1996 will be taken back by the main memory. Here, even for this, the remaining 1995 will be taken back by the main memory because it is unused, right? So the length of the variable, so we say the length of the data is variable that can be changed and allocated as per the requirement. Here, even here, 1995. Now, this is how the entire processing happens in varchar of size data type. Now, let's get to understand this is about the varchar of size data type. Now, let's go for the next data type, that is varchar 2 of size data type. Just like the previous data type, even here the same points will be repeated. They are same. Will accept A to uppercase and lowercase and 0 to 9 digits. It accepts special characters, accepts alphanumeric value or data. When we use varchar of size 2, sorry, varchar 2 of size data type, the data should be mentioned in single quotes. Char means characters. It may be single or combination of characters, just like the previous two data types. Now, this can be referred to as the updated version of varchar of size data type. This is an updated version of the previous data type, and here the size of the data that it accepts is 4000. In char of size data type, the size of the data is 2000 characters, and in varchar of size also 2000, but the variable memory allocation will be there. And here it accepts 4000, up to 4000 characters. Sorry, it's 4000. Yeah, up to 4000 characters will be accepted. The same thing, even though just like the previous one, here even here the unused memory blocks will be taken back and the used memory blocks will be just assigned and allocated. And next, the next data type is number data type, which is a bit complicated and very important. Number of precision, comma, scale. Here we do have two parameters. One is precision and the other one is scale. Firstly, this number data type is used to store numerical type of data. Store numerical type of data. And Here we have two different parameters, that is, one is precision and the other one is scale, right? Firstly, precision, it is used to store digit type. Precision is used to store digit type, just like example 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. And coming to scale, it is used to give the decimal point data or values. So these two different parameters have different tasks to perform. The precision is used to store the type of the digit of the number, and scale is used to give the decimal points of the data or values. By default, scale value can be considered as by default scale value is considered as 0, and precision is mandatory and scale is optional. Here it is mandatory, while coming to scale it is optional value. It's in our hands whether we have to opt it or not. Next, in this particular data type, it acts from right to left. Number, precision, comma, scale. This particular data type acts right to left. Means first we need to assign the scale and then precision and then the data type. For example, let's consider number 6. I've just given the precision over here, which is mandatory parameter that we need to give. Here we'll be assigning the values. 6. Now I want to give 6 digit, or I say I wanted to print 7 digit, example 7 digit 6 times, then 7 7 7. Actually we need to assign it from the last. 7 7 7 7 7 7 7. Like this we need to assign the digits, 6 digits. Give an extra. Yes. Yeah, this is how it works. And if we consider precision, for example, 8 digit 4 times with scale 2. What does this actually mean? How we can do this? Now 8 digits, 8 digit 8, 4 times we need to print, right? 8 8 8 8. Yeah, and the scale is 2. What does this mean? So I need to put the decimal point after 2 digits from right to left. Now here, not here, 1 2 here. Yes, this is what the output has to be. Next, the next data type is date data type. This is very familiar to every one of us. How will be now date data type is used to store the dates. This is the general definition. Date data type is used to store the dates. And the syntax is, there are two, we can use this data type using two different types of syntaxes. The first one is date, month, and year. This is the format number 1. And the format number 2 is date, month, and year. This means year. For example, today's date is 6th August 23. Here the format would turn into 6 August 2023. So this is how we can use the formats of date using two syntaxes like this. Firstly, mentioning the only last two digits of the year and mentioning the entire digits of the year. This is how the date data type is work, and these are all the data types. Even we have more data types in SQL, structured query language, but these are most commonly used and familiar data types that we are going to use in the further sessions of our videos. And in the next video, we'll get to learn about now, since we are done with SQL data, database, DBMS, RDBMS, table, relational model, rules of Edgar Frank, installation of what application, and data types. Will be going through the constraints. In the next session, we'll be getting to understand what are the constraints that are very important in SQL. Yes, that's all for the video. Thank you.